Hello everybody, welcome to week 7. Week 7, we're almost done. Pretty much this time next week you're going to have this class wrapped up. And if this is your first semester of college, of online education, then you're going to have the first one under your belt, which is great. Once you get that one under your belt, it does get easier. Even if the content in your different classes will get tougher, and it probably will, the truth is, I think you're going to feel more comfortable doing online education, and that's a big part of it. I know, as somebody who has taught online for a long time, but also somebody who has taken courses online for graduate school and other things, it takes some getting used to. And so I think this first semester is really kind of that. You're kind of dipping your toes in the water, so to speak, and slowly walking from the shallow end to the deep end, if you can use that analogy. And I think this first semester, for those of you who are first semester, really is you doing that. It's kind of learning to swim, all right? And after this semester is over and you get into your next one, the next term that comes up a week later, I think you're going to just feel a little bit more comfortable doing this online education. So pat yourselves on the back. You're almost there. Now, week 7, we finished our discussion, 2-week discussion on Excel. And Excel tends to be the hardest of the 3 big ones in the Microsoft suite, right? We have Word, we have Excel, and we have PowerPoint. So we're moving on to PowerPoint. And PowerPoint tends to be the one that's the most fun. It still can be challenging because often students don't use it very much, which is understandable. If you don't have opportunities to do presentations or kind of give some information to a group of people or something, you may not have used PowerPoint in the past, or you may have used it back when you were in high school or something, and so you don't remember a whole heck of a lot. We're going to get into it now, and you're going to learn a lot, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. PowerPoint, far more than the other 2, really allows for a little bit more creativity. So if you feel like you are a bit more creative, PowerPoint might be the thing for you. And you can do all sorts of things in PowerPoint. Now remember, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint are basically like sister programs, if you will, sibling programs. They're all run and owned by Microsoft, so they do work together. You look at the ribbon, you look at all the kind of how all the buttons are oriented at the top, and you see similarities in that ribbon, and that's intentional. And that's because Microsoft wants you to use all 3, kind of integrate that. And you can do that. You can actually copy and paste from one to the other very easily. In fact, some of what you're going to be doing in PowerPoint is just that. I think it's in the solid waste generation assignment that you've kind of been working on. There's been little parts of it you've done in Word and in Excel and PowerPoint. If I'm correct, I think you actually may be integrating something from Excel to PowerPoint. If not, I apologize. But the point is that the more you learn these programs in Microsoft Office, the more comfortable you get because you're going to see those similarities. So PowerPoint allows you all sorts of different kinds of things. You can put in images, you can upload them directly from the internet. Now Microsoft will use Bing as a search engine and not Google because Microsoft owns Bing. And so, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if you're looking for images to put into a PowerPoint, you can do that very easily, very seamlessly, far more than even what you could do 5, 6, 7 years ago in PowerPoint. You can also very easily integrate and incorporate videos. And what most people do is they use YouTube. And that's much, much easier now than it was in previous iterations or previous versions of PowerPoint. And that's really what can make it fun. I really enjoy using PowerPoint and making PowerPoints for my students, for my online students, or for my on-campus students, because it does allow me a little element of creativity while presenting this kind of information. And that's something that's really important. If you've ever been in a presentation and it's been really dry, it's been really boring, and there's no background put on the slides, and it's just white, and you don't have much in the way of images or animations, you're not going to really get that data very well. You're not going to remember it very well. So it's nice to have that creativity. Now you can go too far and have way too much stuff as well. So that's one of the things that I think you should talk about in these discussion boards about PowerPoint. Have you used PowerPoint in the past? If so, how did it go? What kinds of things have changed since the last time you used PowerPoint? Also, what makes for a good PowerPoint presentation? If you've seen a really bad one, why was it bad? If you've seen a really good one at work or in another class or something, what made it good? What made it interesting? What made it memorable? Those are the kinds of things that you really want to keep keep an eye out for, because that's what's going to help ultimately make your presentations, especially when you're out on the job, much better and much more effective. So we're going to work with PowerPoint. We've got 2 PowerPoint assignments that you're going to be doing in the activities folder. One is that kind of last part of that solid waste and recycling EPA report that we've been working on. There's also another PowerPoint presentation you're going to be working on. And then in the practice folder, there's a number of them, and I'd highly recommend going through those as well. The more you do, the more comfortable you're going to get. So work through those. Continue working in the discussion boards, and again, don't just limit yourself to the kind of the question prompts that are provided for you there. Respond regarding PowerPoint in other ways too. Tell us a little bit about your experiences, or what you like, what you don't like, that kind of thing. If you have questions, as always, let Renee know. This week is a little unique in that week 7.5 starts on Friday. So it's Tuesday right now. Friday, we have this overlap, okay? So week 7 ends same time, Saturday night, 11:59 p.m. But on Friday, week 7.5 opens, and that will end early next week. Basically, I think it's Monday evening, if I'm correct. We have to have our grades in very soon after. So remember that when you get the week to Friday, you have another week, a tiny week, but another week that you need to start working on. Now, when it comes to late work, a lot of students have been asking about late work. We will accept late work, but we're going to have, as I said a couple weeks ago, we're going to have that cutoff point. And that cutoff point has to be sometime soon, and it's going to be at the end of week 7. So there are still those late penalties if you get something in late from a previous week, but we will still look at it. We will still grade it. But come, say, Sunday morning, at 12:01 a.m., we're not going to accept any late work from previous weeks. So if you forgot to do something from week 4, week 5, if it's after Saturday night and the cutoff, you're going to have to keep it as a 0, unfortunately. So keep that in mind. We want to give you that last little kind of push, or that last little encouragement, so you can pull your grade up if you need to. Just keep working, keep asking questions, and keep writing those discussion boards. Thanks, folks.